Okay.
Greetings, salutations, yay! It's Friday again already. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. How
I
did that
think you
happen
say
again?
this every week, but it shocks me how quickly the weeks are flying.
Oh, yes, it does.
And we
Okay.
are all in alignment, as you can see behind Anita's head. I'm pointing behind mine, it's like creating sacred spaces. That is our mission, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to assist you in creating sacred spaces. This is Feng Shui Friday, where we talk about the topics from Tara Catherine Collins' Personal Paradise card deck. Anita, they see your cute smile, but they only see half the box. You know that, eh? There you go. Anyway, topic of conversation comes from there. I'm going to shuffle the deck. Anita's going to talk about the change the description today. What did you do, my friend?
I did. Grand Rising, Kathy. I changed it to the F word revealed.
Ah.
Because, every Friday we use an F word called Feng Shui.
Well, that's 2 words called Feng. Get yourself
Feng
Feng.
Shui. Yeah, the FS word revealed.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Fun. Well,
and just
fun,
while you're shuffling, I'm going to give a shout out to Kathy. She was featured on our Unstoppable Woman virtual stage the other evening. She did a fantastic job.
Did.
Talking all about our, innate ability to heal. And she had all kinds of amazing processes and information. She even included a handout. And what else? And you know what? People can still grab that, right?
Absolutely.
If you missed it, if you missed joining us live, if you missed registering for it, you can still watch all of our Power of an Unstoppable Woman virtual stage replays, and I'll pop a link in here for everybody. It's easy. You can have all of the replays, available on your phone through the Zenler app. So if you're waiting at a doctor's appointment, waiting for a grandchild or whatever, you've got some time, you can listen to, because there are some excellent, excellent ones. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go grab that right now.
Awesome. And while you're talking about that,
little link.
Yeah, I've got 2 cards that have come out so far. I'm going to continue shuffling for the 3rd one. We are working on our Power of an Unstoppable Woman live event, which is happening here in Red Deer, October 19 and 20 this year, 2024, if you're watching the recording. And we just went through our list of confirmed speakers this morning. OMG, are you kidding me? We have them coming from the US, from across Canada. Oh my goodness. This will be an outstanding event. And if you haven't got your tickets yet, I bet you I can convince Anita to put the link in here.
I can put
you're gonna want to get your tickets. It's not a big space that we have. Let me rephrase that. We have limited seating in this space because this year we're doing things a little bit differently, having the speakers in the space with us as at their vendor tables. Last year we had them separate, with the potential of having some other vendors in the speaking space with us as well. So we'll be taking vendor applications here shortly. That said, what people need to realize, if you want to be a vendor in the space, and this is seriously important, you're not doing business while speakers are on stage. So if you're selling products, when everybody is seating themselves and we're introducing the next speaker, we expect you to wrap up your conversation and have a seat. So that's just a thought.
Anyways, exciting.
That wanted to be in the room.
Yes. As soon as those presenters get us their headshots and bio and all that information, then we're going to start sharing on here with all of you. Because, like Cheryl said, I mean, wow, we have 2 presenters coming from the US of A. so far. There may be a third. We're just waiting on that confirmation. So yay, 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 yay. Mhm. Okay, good
All very
morning.
unstoppable.
Good grand rising. Claire is joining us. She's got her ticket. Kathy's coming from Alaska. She's got her ticket.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
Woohoo.
Ready for
And
the
I
topic for
am
today?
working on the website too, so you're gonna see lots of changes happening there.
Oh, yeah, we've been working on that all week.
We changed some of our branding. We've been busy. Mhm.
We've actually branded it.
Yeah.
It's been a real change. Okay,
We just
ready for the
need a
numbers?
logo.
We're talking over each other. Are we ready for the numbers and the cards?
Yes.
All right, first one, number 17, foyer.
Foyer, foyer, foyer. What does the word
Foyer.
foyer mean?
I like that word. Number 2,
Foyer.
art.
Art?
Art, A-R-T.
Art.
Your mom's chauffeur, because it's your mom's birthday coming up, isn't it? And number 4, crystals.
What?
Crystals.
Crystals. Oh. You're echoey, so I caught part of it
You know what?
differently.
I
It's all
apologize.
good. I know. You're still
I'm in my office and
renovating.
there's nothing in here.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of a big, tall, high ceiling foyer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, where do you want to start?
Well, the first one that came out was number 17 foyer.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with it, because you know, when you walk into a space, first impressions, right?
Ah.
Right, is always in the foyer. If you're walking to a home, into a business, into a hotel, they put all the emphasis in the foyer.
Mm-hmm.
They make it so grand, spectacular, to give you that first impression.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the first impression of your foyer?
Mm-hmm.
What would a complete stranger say upon entering into your home through the front door? Questions we'll ask. Can you
Yeah.
find it easily?
Pop that in the chat. Pop that in the chat. What do you think a complete stranger would say coming into your foyer, right? What would be their first impression? And I just popped up, asking the meaning of foyer.
Mhm.
And I love that because it says it's an entrance hall or other open area in a building used by the public, especially a hotel, which you just said, right? That's that
Mhm.
grand entrance, that first impression. And then in the home is the space you step into as you enter your home through the front door. Yeah, yeah. But think of a foyer as a lobby or landing space. So that's a key word, landing space.
Mm.
And in some homes, it may also serve a practical purpose to collect coats or tuck things away that you don't want your guests to see.
That's hilarious. That's not a practical purpose.
And that,
Guests
yeah,
don't want to see.
that's what the Google says. So it's an area where you can tuck things away that you don't want people to see. Oh,
That's
okay.
funny.
Well, good morning, Dell. And she says, what if you never use the front door? Then
Start.
we suggest you start using it because it is your home's architectural mouth of chi. It's like saying, I have, a nose, right? This is where our life force energy comes in through our breath. We can breathe through our nose or our mouth. And architecturally, we were designed for that purpose, right? So your home just is likened like us, like a body. And if you don't use your architectural front door, it'd be like never breathing through your nose. You'd only be breathing through my mouth because I'm using a second door. right? So that it's a different energy, it's a different sound, it's a different, you're not getting enough breath. The nose is specifically designed to clear out some of those toxins, all of those things. Okay, well, there you go. She says it won't work. Then get it fixed.
Exactly.
OMG. Right? You're missing out on that life force energy, and it's not really very good for you.
And opportunities. So here's the thing. Whether you run a business from home or you have a business, and if your front door is not working, where do you expect people to come in? Where do you expect the chi to flow through from? Just curious.
Okay, well, this is some great conversation because
Absolutely.
Dell said the side door is the main entrance
Oh,
and the
where's the
front is away from
architectural?
the driveway.
Which is the architectural? What was based for the house when it
Yeah,
was
so
built?
the guy that built the house and designed the house had a specific door in mind for the front door, for the main entrance of the home. And yes, you want to make sure that you're at least opening that door, making sure it's fixed, making sure it's clear. What does that foyer look like, right? And Kathy says, in her foyer, it's like the question is, which way do I go, up or down? And that is quite prevalent, right? That's quite prevalent in bungalows, split level homes. Which way do I go, up or down? So now we can use the art
card.
Directional. Yeah, directional art.
100%.
And if it's a prominent piece of art that draws your eye, draws your attention to go up those stairs. And it may be art that's hung, along the staircase. It may be something a little bit higher so that it's pulling you in, it's drawing you up there. And
So
then
the first question is, do you want them to go upstairs or do you want them to go downstairs?
right. Yeah,
That's the first
that's
question.
true. Right.
And then you place the art. And it can be subliminal. It's funny because I was standing in line the other day and this gentleman said, wanted in front of me. It goes, because I'm with her. And I went, oh, you weren't wearing the t-shirt. I didn't know. We both started laughing because we're both old enough to remember the t-shirts that would have I'm with him, arrow on it. Or I'm with her, arrow on it. And that's the kind of art we're talking about. So it could be not a specific arrow, or though that works. So as an example, the lady that does my nail, Lori, nail tech, and she's been doing nails for years. Her shop is in her garage. So when you come in her back gate, the pathway takes you to the house. But we want to direct her clients to go to the garage where her shop is. We want them to go to her shop. So she quite simply hung a little arrow that says Lori's Nails. There's no questions. Nobody accidentally goes to her house and is late for appointments now. So there's simple solutions for that. Great question, by the way, Cal. So it could be the direction birds are flying. I've seen where trees, right? They're a wind-blown tree, and the direction of the tree naturally leads you to go up the stairs. So look at some of the art that you already have. We love when you in-house shop, meaning you go into other rooms in your house, you might find the perfect thing.
Well, and then, we can apply the bagua to your home and say what area of the bagua is the foyer associated with. And it's in one of three areas. It could be your career, it could be your helpful people and travel, and it could be your knowledge and self-cultivation.
Or
and again,
it's inset.
We could look and say, what are the results that are currently showing up for me in those three areas of my life? And Dell, that might be an indication for you to know if you want to fix your front door and you want to enhance that foyer, because you may not have the right people showing up. The timing might be off a little bit in your life. If that's the case, maybe that front door is in the helpful people area, and it's not working quite well because the door is not working. maybe it's associated with the career, right? Maybe again, maybe the door of your career is opening a little bit, but it's not opening all the way. Hmm. Little reflective of what's happening in the home,
Always.
right? Um, anyway, so yeah, that's great. And I just also want to go back to Kathy, which way, up or down, in that situation. And if you're using artwork, don't have that confusion, right? Of putting artwork going up and artwork going down, because then they're competing for the attention.
For the energy.
So decide, like you said, Cheryl, which way, up or down? Do you want people to go first? And then, make the other space a blank slate so that there's nothing there to go yo-yo, like, I don't know which way to go. I can't make a decision. And again, what's showing up in your life? If you have, maybe you already have artwork going up, and maybe you already have artwork going down. And there is always that indecisiveness of not being able to make a clear decision, not, second guessing yourself of which direction you need to go. So again, if that's showing up for you personally, that may be something that you want to look a little closer at energetically.
I love it. Great conversation, ladies. I love when you ask your real life personal questions. We appreciate that because it allows us to go into a direction, a conversation that is helpful to you both and others that watch this as a replay on YouTube or they watch it later on Facebook. We have a lot of people that watch the replays. And your questions allow us to teach in another realm that we might not have taken these two cards off on that angle, right? But I want to go back to the foyer because crystals was the other card that came up. And often, not always, but often in these grand hotels in the foyer, but it's one thing they always have in the foyer. A grand chandelier.
Yes, and if they don't have a grand chandelier, then they have, maybe a fountain, or they,
large table
I've seen crystal vases or stone sculptures, right? So something really, wow. And again, that crystal energy, that natural energy to kind of just ground you and make you feel safe, right? Immediately. It does that.
Well, and it's dispersing the chi. So when you think of all the facets of the crystals, right, we see one hanging and the sun comes through and it disperses the chi in a rainbow of colors. Well, these grandiose chandeliers disperse the energy around the foyer. When you have a big foyer and a lot of people in it, what do you want to have happen? You want to disperse the energy. You want to disperse the chi around. So they're doing double duty, whether or not the designer realized that. But one of the reasons it fits in so well is it brings the ceiling down and it starts to reflect the chi in multiple directions.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's inviting it in, and then it's just like circulating it and letting it, just gracefully flow, right?
Exactly. And I love that. I love the use of crystals for that. And like you said, even Anita, with a large crystal vase, we'll have some beautiful arrangement usually in it, right? That crystal in itself, that vase, is again dispersing the chi.
Yeah, and it's a sign of, it's a symbol, right? It's a symbol of opulence, of elegance, of, elevated energy, all of those things.
Exactly.
And we automatically know that, right? Like you say, going into that grand hotel with that crystal chandelier, then you go, ooh, that it's up a level, it's up a level, up leveled.
Well, and that same, so imagine, let's flip that. Imagine that same, and you've all got a hotel in mind. I can just about guarantee you've all walked into one in this space and you're thinking that. Imagine that same space with nothing in the middle. It'll be like my office. It's echoey, it's hollow, it's cold, right? It's all those things that are not inviting.
Delmaine, I'd love for you to send us some pictures. Post some pictures on here of your front door foyer. That would be fun.
From outside.
Yeah, and the side. And the other thing, I want to go back to the arts. Because in the word heart, right, is the word art.
Yes.
And when we think about, your heart, it's like, what do you love? And specifically, when you choose art, make sure that it rings a little bell over here, that it feels good, that you love it, that it uplifts you, that it makes other people feel good, the energy behind it, who gave it to you, where did you buy it, how are you feeling when you bought it, all of those things. Just think of the word heart when you're looking at your art.
I love that, Anita, because going out and buying something intentionally just to direct is completely different than coming across a piece because you've set the intention to find a piece of art that directs the flow of energy up. Inviting people into your foyer, it works perfectly and dynamically with your home, and you absolutely love it. And then you're out shopping with your friends or you're on a holiday, and lo and behold, is this fabulous piece of art that fits all the bills to your intention. Now your heart's singing. That's the perfect piece.
Yeah, live with those things that you love and that make your heart sing.
Exactly.
Well, and
Excellent.
Kathy says that she has a window above her door, and there's a crystal artwork hanging, allowing the rainbows in the entrance when the sunlight's coming through.
Beautiful.
Yeah, perfect, because as you're circulating that chi and those little rainbows. I have in my landing space in the stairway going upstairs, I have a landing and there's a window, and I have a round faceted crystal there. And my grandchildren love when they have a sleepover because there's rainbows. They go, "Oh, Grammy, look at all the beautiful rainbows on the wall," and they love to catch them. And so then that brings out the inner child, right? A little fun and it's kind of magical and mystical and all of those. Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
a happy thing.
They are happy. They are, and that's what our life is supposed to be. Hello. We're supposed to live in joy and be happy. Heart. Okay, let's talk numerology. And I don't have a pen and paper here. So we've got a 4 and a 2 is 6, and an 8 is 14. Is that 5? Is that what you get?
That would be a 5.
Cool. All right, well, I'm going to my handy dandy double digitology, Marilyn and Joy.
Change.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what day are we? Oh, guess what? Today's a 14, a 5 day.
5. So we need to talk about the 5-5. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And then if we added the month of June, which is a 6 month, and the 5, that's an 11.
And the year is.
Yeah, no, 5-5. What does that mean?
Let's look at 5-5. Okay, the 5-5 is about a change, a big change. When
not just a change,
two fives together, you are changing, pivoting, shifting your aim and goals. You are changing your overall direction, your energy or focus. You are changing your frequency. Hell yes.
Okay, what were we just talking about, right? Changing your focus, right? When you're coming in the door, what are you seeing? Does that shift your energy? Does that lift you up, right? Those chi enhancers. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. And I keep hearing, and this is for domain, you don't have to respond or you're welcome to. I keep hearing a message that just because this is how it's been is an old habit. Do you want to change your old habit? So that's a question for you.
Ooh, shift the energy of the door which you come in and see what else shifts in your life. I like it. Repair that door and see what else gets repaired in your life, whether it's past relationships or, you know, amazing things happen. I'm going to tell you a little story, Del. I worked with a couple of clients years ago, and husband, wife, and anyways, we shifted some energy in their home space, and a lot of it had to do with the doorway and the entrance, and um, it was like less than a week of making some simple adjustments, some simple changes. The husband, who wasn't really keen on doing feng shui in the first place, they usually never are, but then they're the ones that get right involved, when you start. He actually messaged me himself and said, like, I don't know what's going on here, but people that had owed him money from 4, 5, 6 years ago that he had totally wrote off and thought, you know what, I'm never getting that money back. Just out of the blue, like he had 2 or 3 instances in 1 week. And he was just like, oh, is this normal? Is this what
Holy
happened?
shit.
And I go, yeah, anything's possible, right? So it was really, really cool.
You had a holy shit moment.
A holy shift moment, and yeah, had to do with, like I say, it had to do with the chi, the good old chi coming in that entrance, and the
Absolutely.
foyer, and which way it was going, because that was another dilemma there. Making a decision: which way is it going up? Is it going down? Am I going back out the door? Which
Well,
way
and
am I
that's the same with a business that I worked with, had the physical structure that they didn't own had 2 potential entrances.
Mm-hmm.
And when I pulled up in front of the store, I went to the entrance because that's where my attention was drawn. That doesn't work. So now if I was a potential customer and I couldn't get in, I'd leave. So when we addressed that and we blended it in with the rest of the windowscape and everything else and highlighted the door she wanted them to come in, huge shift.
Well, and that just reminded me, Cheryl, and I'm not going to name the business, but that just reminded me of the business in Sylvan Lake that we did that had 3 doors, right? And then customers never knew if they should go in this door or that door or which door they should go. And again, we worked with the owner of that business and asked her, where do you want to direct the flow of traffic? Do you want them to come in here, and do you want them to go around your store? And you have the ability to direct where they go and what they're seeing. And she shifted that energy, and again, there were holy shifts that happened in her business, not only in her business, but her personality
Shifted.
Her personality shifted, like from here to, right? Yeah. It was really cool to watch. Anyways, okay, look at us. We're 10 a.m.
Oh, well, thank you all for joining us on our weekly, I was going to say the wrong name, but Anita.
Well, no, it's still Feng Shui Friday, but I'm just saying, you know what? It's the F word revealed.
There you go. Well, today's
revealing the F word.
Foyer.
Foyer. Yeah, today happened to be the F word foyer. F word foyer, F word fun.
This flow thing wanting to happen today.
Flow. Yeah. F word for today.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Yes, Delmaine, send us the pictures. Pop them in on here, and then that allows us to comment. But I want to see the pictures from outside. I want to see the opportunities as they're not coming to your front door. What's going on? Okay. Have a fabulous week.
See
We
you
shall
next
see you soon.
Friday.